We're actually going to talk science. The Vik Bang Theory is all science. It's all truth. I am a scientist. I'm searching for the truth just like most scientists do. Except the difference between me and most scientists is that I wanted to search for who is the scientist, who is the one that decided to become a scientist, who is the I that says I am a scientist. I believe that's a fundamental thing that we all should know, who we are. Who are you? It's a deep question, and in my travels, I've asked people that question and they laugh, they don't really think about it, but it's always been something that I wanted to know because it seems that is the jumping point of your life. Who you are would define your decisions and how you act and conduct yourself, and your actions and how you act and conduct yourself are going to determine what you experience in life. And we all want to experience beautiful things. We all are beautiful creatures. We all are part of this mystery that we call existence, life. So as a scientist, I wanted to see how much I can find out about myself. In order to do that, you need to do a lot of searching internally. You need to be as objective as you can be. And I try to be as objective as possible to the degree that I can. What do I study as a scientist? People say, what do you read? What books have you looked at and all this stuff to get to your conclusions? Two things: myself, my feelings, my emotions, my intellect, my thoughts, and nature. If there's one thing that we can agree on, whether you believe in a creator or not, is that we didn't create the world. Scientists would agree with that. They're trying to figure out how it came about, but they don't even know who's trying to figure out how it came about. At any rate, we can agree on nature being something that is miraculous, marvelous, that we can't even describe. We don't understand it. From everything to the stars out there, universes, parallel universes, to quantum theory. There's things that we don't know, and there's plenty that we don't know. Or I should say there's things that we know and plenty that we don't know. I'm going to talk from the perspective of open-mindedness because I know some things, and I know that there's a lot of things that I don't know. But one thing I do have experience of is who I am, and it's not what I was taught. And that's the thing that most scientists don't even get to, because it's not a popular thing. They kind of leave it to non-scientific methods because it can't be measured. You can't measure yourself, your inner self, the being that thinks, the thinker, the thoughts. It can't be quantified. So it's hard to wrap your head around. So they don't even try. They leave that to other people. And those other people are just like you and me. They're just people. All I'm going to do is talk about my experience. And I understand some people don't want to hear what I have to say. They may not like what I have to say, but you can easily stop this video at any time you want to. But if you're a seeker like I was, maybe the information that I'm saying is going to help you. And I'm just talking about my experience and documenting this as scientifically as I can. At the end of the day, my conclusion is that we are what I would call a quantum being. Now, what that means is that we are in multiple states at once. And it sounds like magic, but you can look at quantum theory and you can see that they can't explain that, but they can observe that. My perspective, to me, explains quite a bit. It explains the behavior that we have, this world. It explains a lot of spiritual concepts, but I don't even want to go down the spiritual realm because it's really all scientific. Because even the scientist has a spirit, whether he believes in it or not. Whether he believes in a God or not, the God exists within the scientist. Even the atheist, God exists within the atheist. What I'm doing and what I will do is basically use my life as an experiment and use my life as an example of what searching for the truth, what living by the truth, and what my actions will do for myself and for other people. Because I believe that once you have an understanding of who you are, it fundamentally increases your life and allows you to do things that you didn't imagine, because you become aware of something greater than yourself, and you become aware that you are part of that. in ways that I can't even explain or understand, but in ways that I feel, in ways that I know. I wouldn't be doing this type of stuff if I didn't have the experience. There are levels to reality, just like there are levels to everything. And there are higher states that we can attain. And I've reached a higher state. And I'm nobody special, so that's why I'm talking, because I want to bring everyone to this higher state, because this is where we're meant to be. This is where we're supposed to be. This is heaven on earth. We've divided it up and we've made it into something that is not natural. And it's natural for you to be in contact with the God that is within. The creator of the universe put a spark of itself within you. Now, I can't define what the creator is. It's easier to define what the creator isn't. And the literature and the books and the dogma that we put on something that is unexplainable, trying to explain it, doesn't make sense in itself, because it can't be explained. And even from this perspective, just look at who's trying to explain it. Someone who's only lived once on this small planet in the middle of this galaxy, and there's who knows how many galaxies, who knows how many universes, who knows how many parallel dimensions, blah, blah, blah. I believe it goes on and on. It's endless. And we're part of that endlessness, just like we live in the only time that exists now. So I don't want to be just someone that just talks, and I'm not someone that just talks. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a person of action, and I know I can't relay my experience to anyone else. But what I can do is let my actions speak for me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let my actions speak. And it's funny because some of the things that you learn about yourself is that you are actually invincible. For instance, your body, even though it does pass away, it only changes form. You're made of things that never die. You know, energy can only be transformed. It can't be created or destroyed. Everything is energy. So from that standpoint, a scientist wouldn't disagree with me, but if you look deeper, there is a consciousness that you are that is observing the energy that is. It's like, in my opinion, this is what's going on. God is the creator. What that is, I have no idea. I think it's unexplainable. It's something that's beyond our imaginations. But that thing that created everything that you see put part of itself into you to experience itself. And that's what we're doing now. We're actually God, small g, experiencing God, big G's creation, right? If that makes any sense. And I know it's difficult to explain, but I believe that's what's going on. And the reason I'm so adamant about talking about this is because if you didn't know that, then you would think you were just a smart monkey and you behave like a smart monkey. Even a lot of the scientists, very smart people, are just smart monkeys. They have no idea who they are. And you can ask them and they would be ha ha ha. But it's a serious question. And it's funny that not everyone wants to know who they are as bad as I did. And that's fine. I'm not judging anybody's experience or your level of wanting to find out about yourself. That's fine. But the thing is, when I look at the world, the ignorance of that is causing a lot of problems, unnecessary problems. You look at nature, it's balanced. It finds a steady state. When you're not in tune with that balance and that steady state, you put out of balance. Just look at the world. It is out of balance. We have to balance it. Balancing is change. Humans don't like change. We like to keep things simple. We're pattern-oriented creatures. And we continue to do the same pattern, wanting different results. And I believe that's the definition of insanity. But what I wanted to do and what I will do is tell you what I'm going to do. At the end of this month, I'll be finished shooting the documentary, The Vik Bang Theory, which pretty much is going to tell my life story up to this point. I've always been a seeker. I've always questioned authority. I never put anybody on a pedestal, and I don't think you should put anybody on a pedestal. I think anyone that tells you something, you should question them just as much as you're going to question me. You know, I've gotten comments saying this, that, and the other, but if you would question the people that taught you what you know as strongly as you question me, then you would find some of these answers yourself. But people don't do that. You know, never swallow what anyone says, including me. I want to know the truth. If you find any fault in anything that I say, bring it to me. You know, I want to know the truth, and I know that I'm learning just as well as anyone else. And I would never claim to know anything. I know I don't know nothing in the grand scheme of things. But what I'm trying to tell people is things that empowers them. And I've been through the ringer, man. I mean, I've felt things and experienced things just recently. Just this whole experience has been a roller coaster. And that's why I wanted to write a book about it. Not to capitalize on anything. I could care less about money or fame or anything like that. Because for what? When you realize that you are part of everything, you are everything, then what is materialistic stuff? It's nothing at the end of the day. We make it something because people tend to think that that makes them happy. When you get to the level of understanding what you are, you realize that happiness is your natural state. No one has the power to make you unhappy. And I know that seems like a weird thing, but think about it. If someone makes you unhappy or makes you mad or makes you sad, just think about it. Who is actually making you sad? Is it them or you? Their actions may affect you in one way or the other, but you can choose how you react to their actions. You can take a certain situation, one person will react to it differently than another person. So it's not the situation that affects how you behave internally or how you feel internally, it's how you perceive it, your perception. And when you perceive yourself at a very high state, when you know who you are, when you know what you are, then things that are beneath you, below you, don't affect you. And this is a lesson that I had to learn because I wanted to be liked. I wanted people to hear what I said, and I want to help people at the end of the day. And it hurt my feelings that people didn't want to listen. And I had to actually go back and really examine myself and realize that it's not my job to change the world. It's not my job to wake anybody up. Only thing I can do is speak my truth, and that's what I'm doing now. And the people that are going to gravitate to it are going to gravitate to it. The people that want to know are going to find it some way through synchronicity. That's just the way things have been happening to me. So it's for those people. For those that already know and are closed-minded, then you already know. For those that are open-minded like myself and want to learn as much as they can and want to grow as much as they can, then maybe this would interest you. Because I'm going to keep talking until I can't talk anymore, because this is what I love to do, and this is the truth. I love the truth. Science, I'm a scientist. Scientists love the truth. They just don't know what they are, most of them.